What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. We have some interesting stuff to get into. So nothing yet has happened in price action for XRP, but actually if you look at the price action of XRP, we can see a clear flag forming and ready to actually push up to that $1 area. So we might get there very soon, maybe this week and maybe next week. So let's get ready, guys. Let's dig in some news and see what's going on. Here we can see the CFTC caroling DFAM in Singapore this last week at the FinTech Festival. Ban on crypto anti-American Brad Sherman also looks like they're going to let some of that crypto regulation play out in the courts. In example, SEC versus Ripple. So let's take a look.
And again, to ensure that there's market integrity and to prevent fraud, manipulation, and abuse. So the CFTC has a long track record of retail protection. But should we get additional authorities over crypto spot markets, then I think an office of the retail advocate to really ensure that there's a voice for the public in this environment and with these risks is there.
The SEC, the CFTC can't agree on how it should be regulated, whether crypto assets are securities or commodities. I mean, how do you get to regulation when you can't agree?
So I think that the U.S. regulators, and let's be honest, there's many of them, right? So other countries have a single peak or twin peaks model. I like to say in the United States, we have a whole mountain range because we have several federal financial regulators, and that's not even counting all the state regulators. But there is, again, a long track record of the CFTC and the SEC working closely together over markets, over financial markets. So I feel confident and hopeful that we will be able to work this out just as we've worked out many other tough jurisdictional questions in the past.
Is there a sense perhaps like Bitcoin, Ether will be considered commodities and perhaps most other digital currencies will be seen as securities?
I tend to think that in the near term that you might see some of that clarity through the courts. There are a number of court cases that are working their way through the system right now that do touch upon this really important product definitional question.
Should there be a ban on retail investors in the crypto space, you think?
Oh, I think a ban is not, that's pretty anti-American. I do believe in free markets. I believe in innovation. And I really think that we have to just make sure that there's the right protections in place. So from a customer protection perspective, I've said that we need to have education, suitability requirements, disclosure requirements. But these are all very familiar concepts. We just need to make sure that those apply and compressed version of the history of money. When I look at the crypto sector, what I think is happening is this accelerated and compressed version of the history of money. I mean, we've gone from public money to private money, to a barter economy, to commodification, financialization, globalization, opening up access to new markets and additional liquidity through electronification, and now digitalization. Each of those developments, there's been a regulatory response.
Exactly, guys. It's a form of innovation. We're moving towards digitalization, and that is why we are seeing what Ripple is now doing in the courts versus the SEC, right? So it doesn't mean that Ripple is in a bad place, not at all. Actually, we should be very glad that Ripple is in battle with the SEC, because it's Ripple that is chosen to actually fight for crypto. It is Ripple that is actually going to set the new standard for all of these cryptocurrencies to be regulated and be used for a greater good and innovation. So that is what she's actually saying. She's saying we're waiting for it to work out in the courts, which is happening right now. There are several cases happening right now. That's what she says. She's talking about the SEC versus Ripple case, guys, which is the largest, and we don't have to argue about that. It's the largest lawsuit in cryptocurrency that has ever happened, right? So, and it's also very likely that Ripple is going to win if you followed all the cases and you follow through with what happened. So this is just a stepping stone for Ripple to actually start being used as a form of new digitalization era which is upon us, right? Listen to these knuckleheads. Now, this is very annoying, guys. There are just some people that don't listen, and there are some people that just don't want to accept the truth. So we have a couple of people who still think that Bitcoin is actually the best payments app or the best way of payments. Well, we all know that there are several cryptocurrencies way better than Bitcoin for making payments, without huge fees, without slow network, without all the things. And it's not even just XRP, right? But at this point, at this stage, it is just annoying to see some of these people. Let's take a look.
Yo, we're here in Chicago, and we've got David here in a Starbucks in El Salvador. David has his Strike account linked to his Twitter account, and we're going to make a free, instant cash final remittance payment over Twitter. So I'm going to go search David's Twitter account on my phone. I'm going to find his tips button, and I'm going to send David $10 over Twitter for changing the world. It's going to open my non-custodial Lightning Moon wallet. Anyone in the world can download, and I'm just going to hit send. And boom. We just made an instant free remittance payment from Chicago, Illinois, USA to San Salvador, El Salvador over Twitter. Why would anyone ever use Western Union again? When you take one of the world's largest social internet networks and you combine it with the world's best open monetary network, Twitter accidentally becomes one of the best remitting experiences in the world. This one singular payment standard and this one singular open monetary global monetary network is dematerializing all existing monetary networks. Western Union, pawn to E4, your move.
Insane how people still think that Bitcoin is the answer for this, actually, because on a large scale this cannot work. On a large scale you need way more than just this technology. Ripple XRP figured this out. What they're doing here figured this out years ago, guys. And it's not just about this. It's about connectivity. It's about interoperability. It's about way more things than just making the payment, right? It's about settlement. It's about the money actually being there. And it's very different on a small scale, on one example, to just show that you can do something with Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, which is not even working efficiently, right? And then just show that you can use Bitcoin for all of these use cases. It just doesn't work like that. And it's not fair to just say stuff like that, right? So here we have, in case you didn't know, Interledger gives limitless scale to XRP Ledger, and the other networks that will interoperate with each other. ILP is already connected to and works with XRPL to process streaming payments. This happened because payments technology wasn't ready, but it is now. With the technologies that we've helped build, Ripple, XRP, and Interledger, we can process trillions of transactions per second without any central authority. Now, this is what I'm talking about, right? They already figured out how to move trillions of dollars per second without central authority. But now there is a whole different skill, which is regulation, which is interoperability, which is connecting all the banks, which is moving the real big money, right? Here you can see, imagine a world with real-time settlement where paychecks are received every second in your digital wallet. You get paid in real time while you work. Bills can be paid with the same way or on a daily basis. There's no need for short-term financing, and also like a lot of possibilities open up when you have a network like this. No way, Ripple accepted here. Very interesting. This is in Scotland. Here you can see that they have an ATM which you can pay with XRP. Fuel surface. Very interesting, guys. The world is really moving towards digitalization. Ripple has submitted direct hard evidence that a reasonable XRP purchaser was not relying on Ripple to increase price. I don't see how the judge ignores that evidence and grants summary judgment on this prong of the test. Not saying the SEC can't win, but it can't win here, right? So basically, Jeremy Hogan is just saying, guys, that it's very obvious that XRP is not a security, right? I'm not sure why, this is Johnny Deaton, I'm not sure why people say things that are demonstrably not true. And before the haters call me an XRP maxi, I have a larger investment in Bitcoin than XRP. I don't know why people ignore the fact that XRP was being used as a micro payment on Twitter several years before Bitcoin. And this is again what I'm talking about. These are people that just don't see reality, and they are not honest with themselves. If Elon Musk really wants to turn Twitter into a payments app, then Bitcoin is the only payment network that can handle instantaneous global microtransactions at scale. Well, we all know that's not true. We all know that XRP is made for that. We all know that XRP is made for payments. And there are several other networks that are even better than BTC, right? And this is not to hate on BTC. This is just facts. This is just to be honest to ourselves and not being delusional on saying things that are just not there, right? So Bitcoin cannot be used and is definitely not made to make instantaneous global transactions. Absolutely not. Here we can see John Deaton saying the same thing. In 2014, the GAO called XRP a virtual currency and a decentralized payment system. In my amicus brief, I explained this all to the judge and provide evidence that XRP holders have been utilizing this peer-to-peer decentralized payment system ever since, including on Twitter. So it was already happening before, and that's, again, the XRP army will get Elon Musk's attention, bring XRP to Twitter. People are already saying this, right? And I've said this before, that XRP is the perfect tool to actually use to make payments on Twitter, because Elon Musk is planning to make this a payment system integrated into Twitter. Well, I cannot think of anything better than XRP itself. Hi Elon Musk, I hope you use a payment rail like XRP Ledger that can send all our assets faster, cheaper, greener, and more secure than Bitcoin protocol or any other attempt that has tried BTC Layer 2 because it doesn't work as well. Can't wait to see you move us to mass adoption. If this is going to be a move made by Elon Musk, it's going to be huge, guys, for XRP. It's going to be absolutely stunning for price action as well. And this will be one of the biggest use cases for XRP to be used on Twitter as well. So very interesting to see how this all folds. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.